This podcast is brought to you by the Mice Pod. Mice Pod. At micechat.com and micepod.com. Micechat.com.
Greetings, Universal Orlando fans. It's time for the Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast.
Hello and welcome to episode 17 of the Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. I'm your host Lee, as always, and joining me is, in some people's eyes, my better half, Tracy. Hey, Tracy.
Hello. Well, you know what they say, behind every great man is an even greater woman.
Whatever. And also joining us again, our good friend Darren. Hi, Darren.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Tracy. Hello, Internet.
I like that. Right, so nothing really in the way of housekeeping this week, is there? I think we got it all last week with our marathon bloody thing going on. It went quite a while, but we just wanted to let everyone know that we have now finished with our Halloween content. Boo!
It'll soon be here again, though.
Look
how quick Christmas comes round.
Yeah, 7 weeks.
Definitely. The decorations are already out here.
Don't tell me about it, they've been here.
Yeah, not in this house yet. Yep, so things are going to return to somewhere near normal.
Yeah, well, we're not getting completely back to the normal format, as we're going to wait until the new year to continue with the Walk the Walk segment, and then hopefully Hunter will be back with us then.
Yeah, I mean, Fact Hunter, it will return, hopefully, and we don't want to continue the Walk the Walk without it.
No, we don't, because we realise it's a very popular segment, and after all, the two do seem to go hand in hand.
They do.
They do. So as far as the run-up to Christmas goes, we've got quite a lot in the works, but there's still things to finalise.
Yeah, definitely. And we also have some cool stuff on the way coming into 2013, so it should be good.
We have, yes. I'm quite excited of what we've got planned for the coming year, well, into 2013. There's one in particular, but we're not going to give it away yet, are we, Tracy? But you know which one it is.
Yes. Shh.
Let's just say it's a little bit of a darker
don't say anything.
Subject.
Shh. Enough.
Anyway, why don't you two let everyone know what to expect?
All right, we'll start the show as we always do with the news.
And then we'll have a trip report that myself, Lee and Hunter recorded a short while ago with Ashley Robinson.
And after that, we're going to invite theme park examiner Barb Nefer on the show to discuss with us her top 5 misconceptions of the wizarding world of Harry Potter.
And then continuing, we'll have a live report from the parks from listener Brandon Glover.
And then we're going to have a new 30-minute segment on why I think Twister is the greatest ride at Universal Studios.
Hang on, that's not in the script.
Oh. I just thought it might be a good idea. I don't know.
Maybe next time.
Okay, then we'll just finish up that.
That sounds good. All right, then, let's get on with it. So here we are with the news, and I've got the first one, since that's how it worked out, as we always give everyone a choice, don't we? And I got stuck with this one, so right. So
sound enthusiastic, why don't you?
I am actually quite enthusiastic to this one. I think it's quite interesting. So the headline, it reads, Universal tears down old Hard Rock and starts other site prep for new attraction. Now, I can't remember where I read this, where this post was from, but it said, we heard several rumours lately about Universal planning an extensive new attraction for the Studios Park in Orlando. In particular, there seems to be a lot of concerted effort on Universal's part on restructuring the backstage area of the northeastern portion of Universal Studios. This area within the park is home to the aging American Tail themed play area and other Kid Zone type attractions, including Barney, Woody Woodpecker and Curious George, just north of the ET attraction. Now, prior to the Universal Resort expansion that introduced City Walk and Islands of Adventure, this portion of the park exited into what was a large Hard Rock Cafe. When a new Hard Rock Cafe was built as part of City Walk, the building became redundant and was closed to the public, used only for internal purposes and eventually not used at all. As we announced on the show recently, Universal began the process of tearing down the old Hard Rock building and then filed the appropriate paperwork with the Florida Water Management District. The tearing down of the building will release a sizable plot of expansion space for a decent-sized attraction. However, this week Universal has begun other backstage preparations for what appears to be a much larger project than the originally rumoured. They've begun restructuring the northern backstage area by moving some of the existing parade float storage areas further north and realigning the roadways. On their own, these two projects wouldn't be terribly thrilling. Hard Rock isn't that big, but they both border a prime piece of real estate in the park, one that is considered to feature outdated franchises and are thus underutilised spaces. Universal isn't saying anything in regards to the possible expansion, but as we also said on a recent show, Transformers may be coming.
Indeed.
Any ideas?
I really hope it's Transformers.
Do you think by that, then, that they're possibly going to do a whole land?
Quite
I mean,
possibly.
I have been saying for quite a while that Universal needs something significant and new there because, I mean, Islands of Adventure has gotten a lot of attention, and I feel like it's kind of fallen off the wayside a bit.
Does it need something to give, when you get to that split point, to give people something to go, oh, which one do we go to first? Rather than now, there's no choice. People just go straight into Islands of Adventure.
They need to have that dilemma.
Definitely. And you saw what Harry Potter did to Islands of Adventure, totally turned that around 100%. So I think having another big thing there it's got to be something they're definitely looking at.
Do you think Transformers is that big that it would draw people into there? Tracy, I know what you're going to say because you hated them anyway.
I like the first one. It's when we started getting the little cheesy bots.
I think the concept of Transformers will work really well.
Yeah.
Maybe not necessarily the movies. I don't want to see Shia LaBeouf everywhere in the park.
No.
But I mean, I think the overall concept of the movies would work really well. They could they could be showing the cars out there. They could have multiple rides based on Transformers. So
yeah. So I think because I know someone, Paul. I'll mention him here, actually. We got an email off Paul, our good friend. We're actually going to cover it on a segment on the next show, I think, as his massively detailed emails that we always get from him. He tweeted me recently and said that he heard it was going to be well, we discussed it on the last one, didn't we? A shoot 'em up rather than the actual dark ride that's going into Singapore and Hollywood.
Yes, that's true.
We also discussed, and Darren, you backed it up, that if it is going there, it's right next to Men in Black, which seems a little weird.
It does, and then at the same time, with the new Men in Black being filmed and coming out, I don't know if this is the time when they'd be getting rid of Men in Black. I think they'd be able to get a little bit more mileage out of it with a new movie coming out. So
I hope so.
I love Men in Black.
It's one of our favourites, isn't it?
Yeah, and the kids loved it, so...
And that area is very updatable. I mean, they can go in there and add things from the new movie and like that. They've got a lot of space to work, so...
All I will say is, this is good, because there's speculations there, and it's getting... Like, they tried to do the whole speculation thing with the Despicable Me, and everybody knew what it was way before it was announced.
Yeah, worst kept secret.
Whereas this, it's like, is it going to be Transformers? Is it going to be something else? But it does need something...
Has something else been speculated on, though?
Lord of the Rings has been mentioned a few times, hasn't it? But I still think that's an islands area, not a Universal. Be great,
but is that not too far in the past? Should that not have been pounced upon when it was fresh?
The Hobbit's coming out, though, isn't it?
Oh, this is true.
So it's going to give the rest of it. People are going to watch The Hobbit and then pick back up Lord of the Rings again. So. But that to me is a better fit in Islands.
I imagine all the merchandise now. Hobbit feet. I'd buy them. Yeah.
Do they have pointy ears? Could you get like little ear stick-ons and stuff? Anyway.
And all the elvish jewellery. Sorry.
Swords that glow blue and all that sort of stuff.
Yes, I'd be happiest with the Halloween themed area, like a year-round Universal Monster type area. Cool. But that's just me.
No, I'm with you on that one.
You can move the horror makeup show over there and update that.
Yeah.
Certainly. Yeah. And then just have, Freddy, Jason, and all that. And I mean, I'd say that'd be plenty to work with. And then have a year-round haunted house like they do at Universal Studios Hollywood.
They probably should
Halloween
do, actually.
Land.
Let's be honest, what's Universal Studios known for?
Yeah, exactly, and they're definitely on that side more into the actual film side of it, and it's Universal movie monsters. That's what they're known for.
And there's very little reference to it in the parks. Literally just.
Well, it was Monsters Cafe with
Yeah, Monsters Cafe and the Cinesphere 360 show, and that's basically the only place that you see them.
And the makeup show a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
I like that idea, right, we'll go with that.
Yes, come on, Universal, that's what we want to see.
Everybody email them, that's what we want.
Yes, people power.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tracy, would you like to?
Okay then. Universal Orlando Resort's holiday event returns. Universal Orlando Resort's holiday event returns with a one-of-a-kind holiday entertainment the whole family can enjoy. Ooh, I wonder what it is.
If you read, you'll find out.
Oh, this is true. Start a new family tradition this season at Universal Orlando with Grinchmas, Macy's Holiday Parade, the Holiday Village, and nightly holiday music.
Okay.
Enjoy the timeless classics by holiday music masters Mannheim Steamroller.
Nice.
Anybody heard of them?
I've heard of them, but I'm not quite sure who they are. Are they not?
They put on the best. They put on the best Christmas music. I mean, they're basically just themed for Christmas music, and it's excellent. You definitely need to check them out.
Darren, are you aware of? Go on, Tracy. I can't remember what they're called. Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Oh yeah, we actually saw them live a couple of years ago.
Oh, Tracy loves them. Are they similar? Are they similar?
Yeah, Mannheim Steamroller is not as metal, I'd say.
Right.
But I mean, their music is very dynamic, and it is a very large, like almost an orchestra-sized band. So
Cool. I'll have to check them out because I actually cried at.
We're not mentioning that.
Well,
It was at Hollywood Studios. We don't mention that. Yes, I cried at Osborne Lights as well.
Osborne Lights when they started playing
Carol of the Bells, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'll start that again. Enjoy the timeless classics by holiday music masters Mannheim Steamroller as they return for 6 concerts, and the concerts will be December the 3rd, 4th, 10th, 11th, 17th and 18th. There's no better place to enjoy the holidays with your family this year than at Universal Orlando Resort. It's the only place you can come face to face with the Grinch and the Who's from Whoville. Watch a cheerful holiday parade filled with big colourful Macy's balloons, and sing along to the classic sounds of the season as you stroll through a holiday-trimmed theme park with your loved ones.
I'd just like to say that colourful should have a U after the O.
Anyway.
This is American release.
I know.
Anywho.
Very funny.
It took a while. God, I have to say it twice. The Holidays Fanfare runs from December the 3rd, 2011 through until January the 1st, 2012, offering guests incredible entertainment themed for the season both at Universal Studios Florida and Universal's Islands of Adventure. At Islands of Adventure, adults and children alike will be entertained when the popular Dr. Seuss book, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, is brought to life in Grinchmas. Guests can see the live stage show featuring the Grinch and the Who's from Whoville with an original recorded musical score by Mannheim Steamroller. Guests will also have the opportunity to meet the Grinch and the Who's, and on select dates, purchase a spot at a special character breakfast with the mean green one himself.
No, I have heard that breakfast is amazing.
I would love to do that.
Darren, have you witnessed, or have you been to Grinchmas?
No, I have not. That's one unfortunate thing. Last time we went during Christmas, we just went to the Universal Studios side and did not go to Islands of Adventure. Right. So I'm actually considering going again this year. So hopefully I'll make it. Good.
I'd love to.
There's a segment, a review segment. Yeah. Apparently the character breakfast. I know the guy playing the Grinch was amazing.
Yeah. Well, we've done the Confisco Grill,
that's where it is.
Yeah. I'm just saying,
yeah.
And the character interaction there was absolutely amazing.
It was.
So to have the Grinch there as well.
Yeah, I bet that's brilliant.
Oh, yes.
I think he's like a talky character as well, which makes such a difference.
I can only imagine. Shall I carry on?
Yep.
Right, well, at Universal Studios, the Macy's Holiday Parade will celebrate its 10th anniversary partnership with Universal Orlando by filling the streets every evening with some of the same iconic elements seen winding through New York City each year at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. The beloved event features colourful holiday characters, fantasy-filled floats, including one specially designed to commemorate the 10-year milestone.
There's nice. A mouthful, isn't it? Fantasy-filled floats.
Shut up. A tree lighting ceremony by Santa Claus and dozens of larger-than-life balloons. The Macy's Holiday Parade also welcomes select park guests to participate in the procession as real balloon handlers guiding the Helium Giants, a truly unique and exclusive experience to Universal Orlando.
That sounds
cool. I got to stop you there because I was actually one of the balloon handlers there a couple years ago. Yeah, me and my two brother-in-laws were approached, actually coming just off of Men in Black, and this lady came up to us and she said, she asked me, are you 18? I said, yep. And she's like, oh, and these two are with you? Yep. Okay, do you guys want to be in the Macy's parade? And
Cool.
yeah, so we basically said yes, and they gave us express passes for the rest of the day so we could still see the park. And then, at about 4:00, they brought us back to the actual sound stages and everything. And they had all the balloons set up in there. They gave us a quick instruction on how to do it, gave us some jumpsuits, and we were off in the parade. And I actually carried the toy soldier float down the street.
How cool is that?
Cool.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was a great experience there, and yeah, definitely. If somebody approaches you there at Universal, definitely talk to them because
just say yes.
Yeah, there's a good chance, unless they're going for fear factor, then you might want to be careful.
Yeah. I was just about to ask Darren, have you seen the Macy's parade? Yes, I have.
I was part of it.
Yes. No, I haven't seen it. I was in it.
Yeah.
I was the Macy's parade.
Yeah, I was the Macy's parade. Yeah.
Yeah, and if anybody's been there, we actually had to become expert balloon handlers really quickly because they have the San Francisco area, which is covered in electrical lines.
Okay.
So we had to learn how to control that really quickly. But it was a lot of fun, and they were great.
Cool.
Excellent. All right. Well, I shall carry on in stunned form.
No, that's good.
That was great.
Yeah.
So returning this year with more concerts than ever before is Mannheim Steamroller, the masters of Christmas music with more than 40 million albums sold worldwide. How come I haven't heard of them?
Oh, yeah.
Something wrong with me. The acclaimed musical group will take to the Music Plaza stage in Universal Studios 6 times this year to play their memorable holiday hits for guests. Again, the dates are December 3rd, 4th, 10th, 11th, 17th and 18th.
Good, yep, we've already spoke about them. I don't really know who they are,
I'm going to be
neither do
checking
you.
them out. I love Christmas music.
Oh, I'll definitely, if I go up there for it, I'll definitely be catching one of their concerts. They're very good.
Cool.
Excellent. Good to know. The celebration continues at Universal Orlando's 3 on-site hotels, the Lowe's Portofino Bay Hotel, the Hard Rock Hotel and the Lowe's Royal Pacific Resort.
It's interesting how it says Lowe's Portofino, Lowe's Royal Pacific, but just Hard Rock. They're all owned by Lowe's as far as I'm aware.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't have the same ring though, Lowe's Hard Rock, does it?
Anyway.
No.
Yeah, they got that.
Yeah, they're bitching, man. That's the Hard Rock Hotel. We don't own.
We're not corporate.
All of which will glisten with holiday decorations. Hotel guests will be immersed in the spirit of the season with tree lighting ceremonies, special musical performances, holiday poolside dive-in movie presentations.
Cool.
That sounds cool. And holiday buffets and dining events. The Portofino Bay Hotel kicks off the season on Friday, November 25th with Holiday Harbour Nights, which is a wine tasting, food and jazz celebration on the piazza.
Yeah.
How do you pronounce it? On the piazza. Along with a tree lighting ceremony. And the Hard Rock Hotel welcomes Santa to the kitchen. Welcomes Santa to the Kitchen restaurant on Fridays in December, and the Royal Pacific Resort rings in the new year with a family-friendly dinner and celebration. All holiday entertainment, including the Mannheim Steamroller concerts, is included as part of 2-park or multi-day admission to Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure. There's never been a better time to start a new family tradition at Universal Orlando Holidays event, as guests can take advantage of a special holiday vacation package.
Go on, you've got to read that.
So,
Go
tis
on.
the season for holiday offers. Cheesy. But, hey. So, the Holidays Getaway package comprises of a 3-night stay at Universal Partner Hotel, 2-day base ticket for both theme parks, 1 park per day. So, that's no skipping between parks. Complimentary scheduled transportation between the hotel and theme parks. What, feet?
No, it says a Universal Partner Hotel.
Oh, right, yes, you're right. So you're not sitting on...
It'll be like, Darren wasn't the one that you stayed in when you went down last. No, not for...
Yeah, well, the Holiday Inn.
The one when you went for
there,
your... Yeah, when you did your trip report, yeah.
Right. And plus, you get early park admission to experience Islands of Adventure and more. Now, the prices start at $249 per adult, and that's tax inclusive. You can get an upgrade to an on-site hotel, which starts at $509 per adult, again tax inclusive, and receive complimentary Universal Express access to skip the regular attraction lines, a free benefit of up to $87 per person per day.
See, I don't think that's a bad price. $250 for 3 nights. I mean, alright, they're not Universal, but you're getting a 2-day base ticket plus your early admission and stuff. It's not...
Yeah, your 3-night stay, and even actually, I was looking at the upgrading to the $509 per adult for on-site. Doesn't even sound that bad either, because it does include the Express Pass.
Yeah, if you think there's 2 of you, you're looking at
and that's unlimited.
$1,000.
Yeah, if you're actually staying in the hotels, your key card lets you use the Express Pass unlimited throughout. So
you're thinking like December, the busiest times of the year, it's costing you just over $300 a night. That includes your tickets. Plus, I don't think that's bad.
Yeah, and your Express.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
Pass as well.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that's bad. So if you as well, listeners, if you don't think that's bad and you'd like to partake of this holiday extravaganza, you can find more information on Universal Orlando's holiday celebration and offers at universalorlando.com/holidays.
And I'm going to say, Barry, there you go. Have a look at that when you're going over for New Year, because that to me is not a bad deal.
Not at all.
Sounds very good. Okay, I got the next one here. Sales continue to climb at Universal Orlando, but no word on attendance. Tourists continue to spend richly on butterbeer. That would be me. Magic wands, me as well. And other Harry Potter paraphernalia, also me, in the third quarter. Driving revenue at Universal Orlando up to 8.2% to $393.5 million. Orlando's number 2 theme park resort attributed the revenue gain primarily to higher per capita spending on products related to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, as we just talked about. Certainly the themed area within Universal's Islands of Adventure that opened in June 2010. Universal disclosed some individual financial results after parent company Comcast Corporation reported its third quarter earnings last Wednesday, which included results from NBC Universal, the media conglomerate that Philadelphia-based Comcast acquired earlier this year from General Electric Company. Revenue at NBC Universal's combined theme park operations, which include Universal Studios Hollywood and licensing fees from international parks, rose 9.1% for the quarter to $580 million. Universal Orlando generated about 2/3 of Universal Parks and Resorts revenue. Making some money.
Absolutely.
That's a bit.
That's $580 million a quarter.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you're talking like well over $2 billion.
Oh yeah, and Harry Potter's got to be a huge part of that.
Well, they said there, didn't they? They said it was the Universal, the Orlando parks are 2/3 of that, so
certainly.
What's that, about 1.5-ish? It's a lot of money.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, a lot of money.
And at Universal Orlando specifically, operating income rose 9.3% for the quarter to $138.8 million, but net profit tumbled 20% for the period to $78.2 million as the resort incurred a one-time charge of $45 million relating to a debt restructuring.
$45 million? That's like ocean finance, isn't it? Charging you $45 million.
Oh, it's just one time, though.
Put all your debts into one easy, manageable package and we'll only charge you $45 million.
Yeah.
Wow, what a deal.
And one key metric that Universal Orlando did not disclose, though, was attendance. The resort says it will no longer report attendance figures now that it is wholly owned by NBC Universal, which earlier this year bought out a 50% stake that has been held by the private equity firm Blackstone Group. And that's what Blackstone is known for, buying up the companies, making as much money as possible and getting it back over to somebody else. So.
Right.
Comcast said that combined attendance for its Florida and California theme parks was relatively stable for the quarter.
Right.
So it's good, and let's hope that profit gets pumped back into the parks.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah, and you got to remember we're in a recession, global recession there, so we're not getting as business from the United States or overseas as we normally do. But they're still managing to break even on it, so that's a pretty good deal.
Absolutely. They're saying it was up 9.3%. So the fact that it is still rising to 138, so say 140, so 500 million is not a bad profit over the course of a year, is it? Especially considering that they've had to spend 45 million.
Yeah, that's not a bad profit, is it?
Drop in the ocean, really, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, well, must be alright for some. But yes, let's hope that they invest that back in the parks. I think they will. I think they seem to have been the rumours flying around, I think they are. Well, what we said on the previous one about them clearing the land of the old Hard Rock, that's got to be for an attraction. Otherwise, why pull it down?
Certainly.
Yeah.
Yep. Following on from that,
More Harry Potter theme park attractions are promised by Universal Studios chief. Following the unprecedented success of the Wizarding World of Harry Potter at Universal Orlando's Islands of Adventure theme park, more Potter attractions appear to be on the way, although no details are available yet. In an interview with Universal Studios President and COO Ron Mayer, in which the studio chief blasts several of Universal's recent box office failures, MovieLine.com reports that more attractions based on the hugely popular Harry Potter film franchise are in development. The movie website posed the question to Mayer directly, asking if there were plans to build additional Harry Potter amusement parks built outside of Orlando. His response was rather straightforward: yes. He wouldn't elaborate. Since the opening of the Wizarding World of Harry Potter in June 2010, the Islands of Adventure theme park turned around from a park that was dramatically dropping in attendance to drawing thousands upon thousands of excited tourists and fans to walk through Hogsmeade Village, ride through a forbidden journey, and walk away with plenty of Muggle merchandise. Rumours continue to circulate that Universal Orlando plans to expand the relatively small Wizarding World into a much larger Potter-themed area, but no announcements have been made. It's not clear where exactly Mayer is asserting that more Potter fun will be built, whether it's for the other Universal Studios theme parks in Hollywood, California and Singapore or elsewhere, but his reply couldn't be any clearer that there is definitely more theme park excitement in store for Harry Potter fans.
I, for one, will be rather disappointed if they don't expand the one in Orlando and put it up in Hollywood.
Yeah.
The Hollywood park's not that big, though, is it?
From what I've heard, no. I mean, the main attraction there is the tour.
Yeah, it's more like
actual studios.
Yeah, it's more like what it always used to be, isn't it? Like when Hollywood Studios first opened, it's literally a backstage tour around the park with the rides as part of the tram tour rather than a traditional theme park as such.
Right.
But yes, I mean, we've spoke to people and heard rumour upon rumour upon rumour of expansion things.
Oh, yes.
The fact that Dragon Challenge might be going.
Right.
I've heard Forbidden Forest rumours, Poseidon's Fury possibly getting changed into a Chamber of Secrets.
Yeah.
Sinbad being some sort of, I think it was graveyard bit from the Goblet of Fire type live attraction-y type thing, and I've heard lots and lots of stuff. Great Hall meal experience has been mentioned as well.
Yeah, that is one thing they are lacking, a real Harry Potter show. They've got street shows that go on there, but an actual show to sit down and watch would be really great for them, I'd say.
I think if they expand it into the Lost Continent as far down as where Sinbad is, I think they'll put something in there.
Yeah.
What you got to look is it takes people out of the crowds for quite a while.
That is true.
A 20-minute show, people are going to arrive 10 minutes early. It's then going to take people 5 or 10 minutes to get out. You're tying up a big crowd for a long period of time.
That's true.
Yeah, very true.
Yes, it's all very exciting. There's lots of stuff going on, which is great, and it gives us stuff to talk about, which I'm more than happy about.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
So, Darren, would you like to go with the last one?
Okay. And I guess it is pretty appropriate I'm doing this one, because since we're talking about Thanksgiving.
Oh, yes.
All right, the Thanksgiving festivities at on-site Lowe's hotels. Chef-inspired Thanksgiving Day feast planned at Lowe's Hotels Portofino Bay Hotel, the Hard Rock Hotel, and Lowe's Royal Pacific Resort at Universal Orlando. Entertainment features Universal Orlando characters, face painters, strolling musicians, and more.
Sounds cool, but it still only says Hard Rock, not Lowe's Hard Rock.
Definitely. They have an image to maintain.
Yeah, absolutely. The hardcore man.
Yeah. The chefs from Lowe's Portofino Bay Hotel, Hard Rock Hotel, and the Royal Pacific Resort have released their Thanksgiving Day menus, which will feature traditional favorites, new twists on holiday fare, and family-friendly entertainment. Their chef-inspired creations will be served on Thanksgiving Day in Trattoria del Porto and Mama Della's Restaurante at Lowe's Portofino Bay Hotel, the kitchen at the Hard Rock Hotel, and Island's Dining Room at the Royal Pacific Resort and Universal.
What an imaginative name for a restaurant. The Kitchen. Oh, where you going to eat? Oh, in the kitchen.
Yeah, it's a Hard Rock.
It could be worse.
Again,
It
it's
could be
pretty
the
hardcore.
bathroom.
Yeah,
No, I think that'd be better. Where
maybe
you
more appropriate for the Hard Rock.
Yeah.
Where you got to be? In the crapper.
Off the bathroom floor. Just call it the
The
bathroom,
bathroom
floor.
floor.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Or
Hard
even
Rock.
just the kitchen floor.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyway, Darren, carry on.
Okay, at the Portofino Bay Hotel at the Trattoria del Porto, they're having a champagne buffet that will be served from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Thanksgiving Day. That's featuring smoked salmon, chilled seafood, omelets, and crepes to order. A risotto station from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Sage roasted turkey, New York strip of beef, sea scallops pasta station, plus a signature pastry station. Entertainment will include strolling musicians, Universal Orlando characters, children's craft table, face painters, and a balloon twister. For adults, that's going to be $54, and the champagne is included. Children 12 and under, no champagne included, but it's going to be $24, and 3 and under, that's going to be completely free, complimentary.
That doesn't sound bad, really, does it?
No.
It doesn't say how long you can stay there. It's open from 11 till 8. Because you walk in, pay your $54, sit down at 11 o'clock and leave at 8 o'clock and just keep eating.
I'd say you probably
like a
can.
plan.
I think with having the musicians and the face paint and stuff like that, and, you know, they've got the characters and the craft table and the face paint and the balloon twisted stuff, you probably could spend a good few hours there, really.
Well, I think that's the idea, isn't it? To keep you there for a bit longer, so it becomes a relaxed event.
And a family thing as well,
it's
that's
a family
what I like.
thing, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And then we got the Portofino Bay Hotel, Mama Della's Restaurante, and they are going to be serving a traditional Thanksgiving family-style menu from 5:30 to 10 p.m., along with their regular a la carte menu of Italian favorites. Guests can dine on sage-roasted turkey with Italian bread stuffing, maple-roasted sweet potatoes, green bean casserole, and seasonal tarts. And that one for adults is going to be $38. Children 12 and under, $16, and 3 and under, complimentary.
So that sounds nice. Sage roasted turkey with Italian bread stuffing.
Oh, my mouth's
Oh,
watering.
yeah. The maple roasted sweet potatoes are
Yeah, that got
definitely
me.
sounding good to me.
It's supposed to be really good Mama Della's as well.
Yes.
I've heard really good
We shall
reviews
have
of
to
it.
check it out next time we go.
We're eating at some places next time we go.
Well, I hope so. I'll be hungry after 3 weeks.
Every place.
Yeah, and your problem is...
There isn't one. My wallet, that's my problem. I don't want my belly to get bigger and my wallet to get thinner.
Unfortunately, that's what happens on holidays.
Sure. Then the next one, we got the kitchen restaurant at the Hard Rock Hotel, and they've got a Thanksgiving Day buffet that's going to be offered from 11 a.m. to 4 and 5 to 10 p.m., featuring a chilled shellfish bar, citrus brine turkey, glazed ham, rosemary and thyme crusted ribeye, pan-roasted cod, baked ziti, plus traditional side dishes, salad, soups, and dessert. Entertainment will feature Universal Orlando characters, Magic Man, face painter, and a balloon artist. Sounds like probably my 10th birthday.
Sir, what's baked ziti?
What is baked ziti?
What is it?
It's a pasta dish.
All right. I've never heard of it.
Ah,
We don't
pasta
have
Come
it
on,
over here.
Jesse, you're the cook.
Oh, for goodness sake, yeah, I've cooked every single dish in the world. I don't know what it is. It's a pasta dish. There you go.
Yeah, it's kind of like lasagna with a lot of the extra stuff in there.
All right.
Okay. Adults, $44 there. Children 12 and under, $17, and 3 and under, of course, again, complimentary. And then we've got the Royal Pacific Resort Islands Dining Room will also be having a champagne buffet from 11 to 8 p.m. on Thanksgiving Day, featuring a smoked seafood, iced raw bar, sushi, stir fry, and omelet stations, rosemary and sage roasted Carolina turkey, prime rib of beef, pan-seared black grouper, stuffed breast of pheasant, along with freshly baked breads, pastries, cakes, and pies. Entertainment will feature Universal Orlando characters, face painter, balloon twisters, and hula dancers at this one. Yeah, crazy. Adults 48, champagne included. Children 12 and under 24, ages 3 and under, complimentary again. I think that's the one where I'd be at.
That sounds about the best one for me, actually.
Yeah, if I get sushi, stir fry, and everything else on top of everything, yeah, I'm okay with that.
I can't even say the baked breads, apparently. The baked breads, pastries, cakes, and pies that piqued my interest.
I think I'll be restaurant hopping.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I wonder if you can do that. Can you get a wristband and let you see you can go in all of them?
Yeah, right.
Just a doggy
Just
bag
spend
for me.
the day going between each one and back and forwards.
Definitely. And of course, for dining reservations, you can call, and you can use this for reservations in the park at any time. Actually, it's really helpful. It's 407-503-DINE-3463. You can use that at any of these events, plus the just the regular restaurants in City Walk at Universal, and it's definitely a big help to get reservations on those busy days.
Yeah, and if you're a UK caller, you'd put 01.
Is it 001?
Yeah.
407, I think. Whatever the international dialing code is, I'm not quite sure.
001.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People will know. It's easy to find.
I know.
But yeah, that's good for people who are on holiday there at the time that want to go and have you can have a traditional, but then there's like other little twists on it for each one, isn't it? I like the way that they've done a traditional at each one, but then also sort of added little signature bits in for whichever restaurant it's in as well, which is cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. Right, that will do it for the news, which has gone on quite a while, considering there's only 5 items, but very interesting stuff. I think, I think the future's looking very interesting, isn't it?
Definitely.
Yes.
Definitely. Right, cool. Right, thanks, Hunter, for joining us for another trip report. And we'd like to welcome for this one, Ashley. Hi, Ashley.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
You can sound a
Don't
little...
sound so excited.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, you beat me to it. Hunter, you can sound a little more excited.
Hi.
Hello, it's a pleasure.
Who let Mickey Mouse in?
Oh boy.
You know,
I
I'm going to
wouldn't
have
tell
to...
people you do that.
You haven't heard some of the stuff that he comes out with.
I think there may be a special coming out soon.
We need an uncensored edition.
We do.
Right, so Ashley, you know the format. Put a bunch of questions and then into telling us what else you did. So we shall
fire away.
Fire it away with Tracy.
Yeah. Hi. So when did you last visit and who did you go with?
The most recent visit was this past July, the week of the 19th through the 23rd.
Cool. Great.
I went with my son, my aunt, and my mother.
Cool.
Great.
So where exactly did you stay?
We stayed at the World Quest Resort, which is actually closer to the Disney park, but we ended up getting a deal with that. We originally booked at the Point Orlando.
All right.
But then just days later, we saw that they were having a sale at the World Quest, so we ended up getting an extra bedroom for $10 less.
Wow.
I've not heard of that one, I must admit.
It's about 3 minutes from the Disney main gate, I think.
Right. So down Kissimmee.
Yeah, next to the, are you familiar with the Nickelodeon Hotel?
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
We
Yes,
found it.
right behind it.
We got lost the second time we went past that, so I do know where it is.
Yes, right behind that.
Right. Oh, brilliant.
So from that hotel, how did you get up to Universal?
We rented a car.
Cool.
Excellent.
It's quite a bit of a drive, isn't it?
No, it's about 15 minutes.
No, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, straight up I drive.
See, people always view that Disney and Universal are on opposite sides of the city.
No.
No.
See, we even go, we normally go the long way around. We'll go down, we normally stay up near Universal. If we're going down to Disney, we'll go down Turkey Lake Road, and it's still only about a 25-minute drive, if that.
A lot less stressful.
I don't do I-4.
No. Anyway, this isn't about you.
No.
No. What was your ticket type?
Well, I worked for Comcast, so initially they gave all of the employees complimentary passes to celebrate the merger. And then once we got there, we were able to upgrade. So we ended up getting a 2-day base ticket, 1 park per day.
It's not bad. It's not bad at all.
Did you
No.
Did you purchase the express ticket at all?
No, we thought about it for Islands of Adventure, but
Yeah.
you kind of for Universal proper, you really don't need it.
Yeah, it's very expensive as well.
It is.
I really agree that Islands is really the only park where you would need to use that at.
And we kind of didn't need it there either because, once we took a lap around, all of the lines started to go down everywhere because we ended up having to go to Harry Potter twice that day.
I think that seems to be the bit that's the most busy. I think most of the crowds flock there, and everywhere else is reasonably... I mean, Hunter, you have a better idea. You were only there the other day, weren't you? So...
Yeah. Actually, the other day, wait times were pretty varied. I saw Spider-Man never went over an hour, but Forbidden Journey usually had an average of 85 minutes.
Wow. That's not really to be unexpected.
Yeah. So, which was your favorite park out of the two?
It's kind of hard to say. I guess for family-wise, I guess it was just Universal Studios because there was more that we could all do together.
How old's your son? Sorry, Ashley.
He's 7.
7. So, yeah, I can see that.
Right.
Yeah. So, which were your favourite and least favourite rides in each park?
Okay, well, I'm sad to see that Jimmy Neutron was going. That's my favorite ride at Universal. I was pleasantly surprised by that. That's the first thing we did, and I really, really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
That's
One
a
of
new
my
one.
favourites.
It is good. Like, we didn't do it. We've never done it until the last time we went, because the last time was the first time we went with kids, and we hit it about 3 or 4 times, and it is good fun.
And it's it moves. I wasn't expecting it to be as jerky as it was. It really goes.
Yes.
So what did you think of the Shrek chairs?
Yeah, well, the Shrek chairs, I mean, I
Because
feel like
those
I've
can
done
haul.
it several times before, though. It's just,
They're violent, I think is the way I would describe it.
I mean, they are, I guess, but since, having done Honey, I Shrunk the Kids and things like that, I didn't expect anything out of the ordinary from that. It wasn't bad at all. It was just, the same as usual.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, your favourite was Jimmy Neutron?
That was in Universal, yeah.
Did you have a favourite in Islands at all?
It's easy to say Harry Potter, but really a lot of that went by quick.
I've heard that.
You get so excited to get on, and then once you get in there, you've done it, and you get that euphoria for a while, and then it's like, I might need to do this again.
Yeah.
I think that's a good thing, though, because I think sometimes you can ride a ride and go, right, I've done it now, that's it.
Yeah.
Gives it re-rideability a little bit.
I can't really think of anything else I liked outside of that to that extent, though.
Right.
Any ones that you hated?
The Dr. Seuss trolley ride.
Really? Like, you're not the first person that said that, and we really like that.
It's cute, but it's cute in an annoying way.
Right.
It's just after the first turnaround, I was ready to get off.
Okay, fair enough.
Each to their own.
So what would you say your favorite area is in each park?
My favorite area, well, again, Hogsmeade. Shame to say it.
No, I think that's...
Don't twist my arm.
We've already had jokes that I think everyone we do a trip report with will say exactly the same thing. Actually, Sean did he?
No.
Anyway,
Carry on.
I think I also like Amity is my other favorite part of the park, only because I like, having visited San Francisco, just seeing things that I noticed there. I really got a kick of them having like the Ghirardelli chocolate sign up.
Brilliant.
it's obviously quite authentic then.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Oh, good. That's good to know.
Yeah. So, do you have a favourite place to eat at either of the parks?
Well, in our room, we had a full kitchen, so we really didn't eat a whole lot of meals outside of that. I guess I think the best value you would get is in Amity, where the Nathan's hot dogs are.
Oh, yeah, it's one of our favourite places over
Absolutely.
there. The Midway Grill.
Yeah, we had, like, my son and I split a hot dog. That's how big they were.
Yeah, we've been there every single time we go. Yeah, we love it.
And they have crinkle fries. A lot of people don't do that. I like that too.
So, do you have a ride, place to eat, or a show that you feel is underappreciated and more people should visit?
Definitely, I think Poseidon's Fury is very underappreciated. Even though I think it's scarred my child for life, but
Possibly.
Yes.
I kept wanting to get in the front row every time we changed rooms. And
Yeah.
he doesn't like fire at all.
Right.
Right. Oh, bless him.
It is. I like that attraction. It's quite the fact that I like it because it's sort of you're ushered through by a team member rather than it just being a passive ride. It's different every time because it's a bit like Jaws. You've got that person taking you through. It's always going to be slightly different to how that team member's going to be.
And the actors we had at basically all of those types of attractions, they all were great. They all were very funny and very attentive to the audience. I loved it.
That's what
That's
you
pretty
want.
awesome.
It is. That's exactly what you want.
Yeah.
Lee, I have something to confess to you here.
Okay.
I recently went back on Poseidon's Fury.
Right.
Last time I was in the park, and honestly, the attraction has grown on me.
Was the
I've been.
was the water vortex working the last time you did it?
Absolutely.
See, it wasn't there last time we went. Actually, when you did it, when you go through the big water tunnel, was it working or not?
Yeah, it was working apparently too well. Way too well.
Oh,
there was a big rush of water that came at us when the door opened.
Oh,
It's really, really good.
See, you were talking about the team members. You know that first room that you enter after the entrance room?
Remind
Which
me.
has the big skeletons and everything?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The guy walked in, the team member walked in, he's like, this looks just like the Goonies. And that brought a smile to everybody's face. So,
yeah.
And our guy, when he was reading that long passage on the wall, he was like, wow, this would make a great Facebook status.
But that's good because they can drop little bits of like pop culture references and stuff just to change it up, and I think it's brilliant.
That's the beauty of having a live person.
Like I told you before, I've heard them say it looks like the Chamber of Secrets before. So, okay. So, do you have any improvements to suggest?
Apart from, I can't even think what it's called now. Scott Pilgrim.
Yes, apart from Scott Pilgrim, which should happen today. I think they could improve on, I guess, I don't know how they would do this, but kind of sync the ride wait times with the show times. Because there was a lot of, we didn't get to see any of the shows really because we were, waiting in queue lines for rides. And by the time we had gotten out, the show was already either halfway over or the next show wasn't starting until maybe 30, 40 minutes later when we could be in line somewhere else.
Yeah.
It's difficult to sort of work that time to obviously, because you think, right, the shows are only on so many times a day, and it's like, right, I've got to, like you say, it works out, you're either just too late or you stood waiting around for ages. Nobody wants to do that.
Right.
If you want to see a show, you've really got to plan it out to make it there.
We never really saw it, but Sinbad was the only one we saw last time we were there.
My aunt wanted to see the Blues Brothers, but we never made it to anything really, just waiting around in queue lines.
I think we caught just the tail end, didn't we?
Last time, it is awkward. You're right, it is, Do you have a ride at Universal Orlando Adventure that you would feel is your guilty pleasure?
Well, I got to ride the Mummy by myself, so I guess you would say that would be it, because I've never really been a fan of coasters or anything, but I feel like that's more of just like an indoor dark ride, so it didn't give me the willies as much as I thought it would.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And the effects in there are really cool. I like the fire ceiling and all of that.
Yeah,
that's one of my favourite bits.
So I like the way, like, when the glass smashes on the bit where you stop in the middle and they spray you with water to sort of show you the glass effect.
Yeah,
I love that. I think that's cool. It is a good ride.
It is. I like that one. Now, just backtracking a little bit. When you were in the parks, did you spend whole days in each park, or did you split between the two, treating them as one park?
We did the whole day in each park.
Right.
That's
Go
a good
on,
question,
Butterbeer
because
one.
it's not, because we normally treat them as we'll never spend a full day in one park or the other. We tend to switch between the two.
Well, the way that our trip went, we basically spent the first day shopping for our kitchen and our room. And then the next 2 days were spent at the parks. And then the third day, it was originally going to be a Disney day, but rather than spend the extra money, we just took a day trip out to the beach. So it worked out perfect.
Fair enough.
Sounds like a good plan.
So, as we all know, there are two varieties of butterbeer, which is cold and frozen. Did you try them, and which did you prefer?
I'm ashamed to say I tried them both.
Don't be
Nothing to be
ashamed.
ashamed about.
Don't be ashamed.
You have to do it in the name of science.
Definitely.
Right.
Yes.
I guess I would probably prefer the non-frozen, but just because it was so warm, I got the frozen one.
Yeah.
But then they also serve Strongbow, so that was,
So out of that, you prefer the Strongbow?
Yes, I did.
Out of cold and frozen butterbeer, which one do you prefer? Strongbow. Fair enough. Good comment.
We need to start a butterbeer anonymous group.
Yeah.
Actually, while you were there, did you come up with any hints or tips that you feel that you would benefit other people going to the parks?
Well, when I mentioned earlier about going to Hogsmeade and doing it twice, that kind of happened on accident because the Forbidden Journey was broken down. But I would definitely suggest just going twice, going the first time just to take in the shops, maybe Ollivanders if you feel like doing that. We didn't do that because, I had seen the attraction online. I didn't feel like it was worth the wait at that particular time.
It's always, Hunter, would you agree that from what I can gather is that the Ollivanders things generally got a bigger queue than the Forbidden Journey?
Considering they only let in a small amount of people, I think 20, I would totally agree with that. Maybe not that massive, but I have seen it reach about 80 minutes, and it was probably about 60 when I was there the other day. So
I'll be like, no offense, kids, but I ain't standing in that queue for 80
For
minutes.
what amounts to a sideshow, really.
Right.
It's really only a 5-minute experience.
I think it's also one of them that if you're going in for your kids, if your kids don't get chosen, it's not.
It's kind of a waste of time.
Yeah.
Yeah. What happens if you go in with 2 kids and one gets chosen and you have to go around again?
You don't. You just say split it.
I talked to the team member and they were like, the reason the line gets so long is because people think they have to do the experience to buy a wand.
Right.
When the truth is, not even a single wand is sold in the Ollivanders show building.
Yeah, but you come out of it through into the wand shop.
You come
But
out
you don't
into
even have
the
to buy a wand
outpost.
there, though.
No.
Right.
So the venues.
Because they had the wands out at the shop near the entrance and exit.
Right.
Also.
Yes. But those are only the character wands as well.
Yeah, you said that before, Hunter. It was the birthday. It's only the birthday ones that you can get in.
I recently found out you can also order those from the website as well.
Right.
But you cannot find them. Like, I know they have Universal has a shop as well as Universal has a shop also in the airport, but you can also only get the character wands there.
Right.
Right. Well, that's good to know. So, Ashley, tell us some more about your trip.
Well,
Anything?
I don't know.
Have we covered it all?
I don't know what else we can say that hasn't been said.
I'm going to ask you a question. Did you do Men in Black?
Yes.
Can you remember what your score was?
My score was, I think it was 130,000, somewhere in that area.
It's not bad.
Quite respectable.
Was that your first time on the attraction?
No, but the first time that I did go, I wouldn't remember. It was like early 2000. It was like the ride was still fair.
So that was right around opening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then it was in October, though, so nobody was there anyway. It was a school trip.
Yeah.
Was there anything you saw that you kind of thought, this kind of is a refurb. It's looking kind of out of date? A refurb or a replacement, even.
A replacement. I don't know. Well, honestly, I know how you guys like to bag on Twister. Let's see. But I would agree with that, because while I was there, I totally forgot about it. We didn't even get on it.
To be honest, it's one of those. It is kind of. It doesn't stand out. Yeah. I think anyway.
And I have been on it before, so I remember it vividly, and it was just okay, whatever. I stood here, I saw it.
Yeah. We said last time we went, because it was the first time the kids went, that we would probably do everything once, and we just never even went anywhere near it, did we?
No.
See, when we put up the Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast shop, we're going to have the I Hate Twister t-shirt.
Something you want to tell us, Hunter? Are you looking to set as a shop up?
We're going to have like pins and everything.
Twister with a big red cross.
Friends don't let friends ride Twister.
That's a good. I like that one.
I think they could put something in place of the whole Lucy thing, though, because we actually didn't do that either. We didn't feel the inclination to do that.
No,
I don't think I've even walked in there, honestly.
No, I'm quite a Lucille Ball fan, and to be honest, I've never been in there.
I mean, they probably shouldn't get rid of it, but I think there's something else they could do with that space.
Yeah, they could maybe hone it down a bit.
It's a weird one, isn't it? Because obviously it's harking back to Hollywood, which is where that area is supposed to be. So if you take that out, then it's very much the things that are in there don't fit in to the theme of the area.
Maybe we should go and have a look before we pass.
Well, keep in mind that's also one of the last few original attractions.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people overlook it because that's right across from Terminator.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've just
Yeah, that needs a redo also.
Terminator.
Or something else.
The rumor is Avatar.
That's what I've
Which is
heard.
another James
That'd be
Cameron
wonderful.
property.
I mean, if anything else feels dated, that definitely does.
Well, I quite like Terminator 2 still.
I mean, it's not bad. It's just knowing, how old I was when that made me feel old.
Yeah.
Well, the film came out, 1992?
Yeah, I was like
91.
second grade, I think.
I was about 14 when that came out, I think.
Yeah, I was still only 5.
We're only 5, no matter what happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure. You mentioned you don't like coasters, but you're talking about... So have you done Rip Ride Rocket?
No, didn't have the stuff. Well, actually, I think it was broken down because a lot of times when we were in the Jimmy Neutron line, we saw it go by several times with nobody on it.
Right.
So I don't even think it was working.
So would you consider it if it was Scott Pilgrim themed?
I would probably do it once.
Yeah.
Do you have any plans to go back anytime soon, Ashley?
Not necessarily anytime soon, really. I mean, I still, as long as I'm with Comcast, I still have an ongoing discount. So I would definitely be taking advantage of that sometime.
So it's just more a case of when it happens. Rather than planning it.
That would be it. I probably wouldn't do it in the summer again, though.
Right.
Because of the heat.
Not really the heat, just the crowds, really.
The crowding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably go for my son's birthday in April, so we'd probably do something like in April or May or something like that.
That'd probably be. We've been to Orlando in May, and it was still quite warm, but it was a lot quieter.
Nice, yeah.
April's actually a good time to go, as long as you're not near Easter.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I know from us coming over from here, America seems to have a lot of like holidays, President's Day and Labor Day and all these other ones, and it's like, right, you can go at this time for this 6-week period, but make sure you avoid that weekend and that Monday and that weekend.
And plus with school districts, it's kind of hard to pinpoint when some kids are in school and some kids aren't, because the park is probably still crowded, but a lot of the kids in the Southeast are already back in school.
Yeah, I know we went last time, and it was Jersey Week, and it's something I'd never heard of until we went, and it's like it wasn't
too
busy.
bad.
It was dead, to be honest. Islands of Adventure and Universal were dead, and it was.
We kind of ended up going on an exceptionally crowded week, though, because I think at Disney it was the weekend after Deathly Hallows Part 2 came out, so that was one.
Right.
And then I think Disney was having some kind of youth World Cup thing. So there were kids, like soccer teams from all over the place that were all over the park. And then, you're dealing with a lot of people who can't speak English and getting them to form a line. That was another problem altogether. Yeah. And also the last, something else cool that we actually got to see was the last space shuttle landing.
Cool.
We didn't plan for that at all, but then we heard it was landing, so we got up early one day before we went out to the park and we saw it.
Brilliant.
That's a pretty special
That is
event
cool.
right
It
there.
is definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rather jealous. Yeah. So, obviously you'll know that a little while ago there was the announcement made
Spider-Man.
about, I can't get my words out, about Spider-Man and the refurb and Jimmy Neutron being changed into Despicable Me. What are your thoughts on that?
Having ridden Jimmy Neutron, I'm really sad to see that go. That was a lot of fun, a lot of unexpected fun, actually. But I don't know. I am a fan of the Despicable Me movies, but I'm not too, I just have to see it when it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were like that. We kind of knew it was what the announcement was going to be quite a few weeks beforehand. And it was a bit disappointing. Then the more we sort of looked at, I think it's a good fit. It did need refreshing.
Maybe with the description, I don't get how much fun that's going to be. But I guess just reading words off the paper isn't going to cap it.
No, of course it isn't. But we're quite excited. Spider-Man desperately needs to be. Did you do Spider-Man at all when you were there last time, Ashley?
We did that twice.
I take it your little boy loved it, did he?
Yeah, but Yeah, we did, but the second time I was under the influence of the strongbow, which
Right.
made it a lot more interesting.
I bet.
Thank you, Spider-Man.
Right. Brilliant. Thanks very much for joining us, Ashley. I'm glad you could make the time to come on.
I was glad to do it.
Yeah.
No problem
It's been a
at
pleasure
all.
having you on.
So, yeah, brilliant. Right, that'll do it then. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Right, so that'll bring us along to our discussion segment this week, and we recently came across a blog post online from Orlando theme park examiner Barb Nefer, and it was the top 5 misconceptions about the wizarding world of Harry Potter, and it piqued our interest a little bit,
It did a
didn't
bit,
it?
yes.
We're always looking for things to discuss on the show, so we thought, no, it's really good.
So it's a bit different.
So I tweeted at Barb and asked her if she would let us, rather than steal it, ask her if she was okay about us discussing it on the show, and she was fine about it. So then we thought, well, hang on, what would be better than us discussing it would be to actually invite Barb on to discuss it with us. So we'd like to invite onto the show and welcome Barb Nefer. Hi, Barb.
Hi, great to be here.
Thanks very much for joining us.
Hi.
Hi, and we've got the misconceptions here, so should we just plunge right into
You
them?
have? Yep, you can do. If we start with number 5.
Okay, number 5, you can only buy Harry Potter merchandise in the Wizarding World area. And of course, that's located in Islands of Adventure. And actually, that one used to be true once upon a time, and I think that's where it started, like any urban legend with a kernel of truth. But Universal, I think, realized that they had a cash cow on their hands with Harry Potter. So now you can pretty much get it at several places in Islands of Adventure, also in Universal Studios, and you can even get some on City Walk, and better yet, you can even order it online. So you don't even have to come out here to Orlando to get it, although, of course, I certainly recommend coming here to our beautiful city.
Oh, without a doubt.
Absolutely.
I am planning to.
Definitely.
I know I find this funny that we're discussing the wizarding world of Harry Potter yet again, not having ever visited.
No. We will rectify
Oh,
that
you've
soon.
got to get out
Oh,
here.
don't. Oh, we are the biggest Harry Potter fans as well. But
Oh yeah.
it was...
Last time I was there, we picked out a lot of things, and I didn't have enough money to get it all, so I did end up going online to the website and purchasing a lot of it afterwards and getting it shipped over to my house. So.
It was actually 2 years to the day we were over there, wasn't it,
It
dear?
was,
It
yes.
was, and it was mid-construction last time we were there. Got told off by a team member for trying to take pictures over the walls.
Yes, you did. I just walked away and pretend I didn't know him.
But yeah, without a doubt, they've realised how much that merchandise is such, like you say, Barb, a cash cow for them, and to just limit it into the wizarding world is, would be stupid, really.
It would. Although I'm sure the best experience is buying it while you're in there.
It is, but they realise that people
yeah.
want that stuff.
But it's for the people, I suppose, we've done it before. You're walking out of the park and you're thinking, oh, do you know, I really wish I'd got such and such an
Yeah,
item.
well, we've done it.
That's what I just said.
Yeah,
Said you don't listen to me.
sorry.
Yeah, and I've done that myself, too. So it's really nice because somebody who goes there for the first day and then they're at the studios the next day, they can just pop right over to the studio store and grab whatever it is that they forgot. So Universal's picking up a lot of those last-minute impulse, oh, I wish I would have bought that purchases.
Absolutely.
Which are the other stores that you can get it in, Barb? Do you know?
You can get it in the main store in Universal Studios and, of course, in Islands of Adventure. And I believe also the main store on City Walk, as you're coming out, it's near like the Starbucks and the food area there.
Yeah.
There's a store over there. I believe they have it, too.
Yeah,
I wonder-
very large selection there.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if they have the merchandise in the airport store.
Oh, I haven't been there in so long.
I think
Yeah.
I actually heard. I thought they did. I'm sure I read somewhere that they
That'd be Orlando International.
did. Yeah, yeah. I tell you what. While we continue, I
It
shall
just
look
crossed
that
my
up.
mind there.
Yeah.
Because talk about last-minute impulse buy.
Well, they realise, don't they, there that there's people still got a few dollars in the pockets going home. Why not just blow it? Or people like the Brits going home. For us, there's no point in bringing that money home. We might as well spend it and get rid of it.
Although we tend to spend it on food.
Yeah. Anyway.
That's what I was going to say. I wish they sold butterbeer all over the parks.
Oh, yes.
Just to rub it in.
Yeah. So while he's looking that up, Bob,
Sure.
butterbeer. Frozen or non-frozen?
Good question.
Absolutely frozen.
Right. Well, I have to ask.
Oh, yes.
Everybody be wondering.
I think it's
Right.
like frozen 10, non-frozen 0 so far.
I actually heard a few people recently that actually said they preferred the non-frozen one.
Oh.
Wow, must not have been there in the summertime when that's so refreshing.
Well, yeah, it was Mike over at Coastal Radio. He was there about 2 weeks ago, and he said because it wasn't that warm, he preferred. He said the frozen one was more like a Slurpee.
Yeah.
So he said he kind of wanted to go with something that was more unique to the Wizard World rather than something that's similar to what you could already get in the US anyway.
So what you're saying there's very, very sugary and brain freeze.
Yeah.
What a combination.
Yeah, but in like 1,000-degree heat and 100% humidity, I'm sure it's fantastic.
Oh, definitely.
Shall we carry on to number 4 then, please, Barb?
Okay, number 4, Hogwarts is just a tour. And this is something when people see the castle, I think it brings to mind Cinderella Castle at Disney. And so they think, okay, a theme park wouldn't make a beautiful thing like that and actually have something inside of it. That would just be too big of a bonus. Well, guess what? If you don't go into Hogwarts, you're missing out on probably my favorite part of the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, and that would be the Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey ride. Because not only do you get to tour Hogwarts when you go through the queue line, and of course you can do that on your own as well if you don't want to ride the ride. You could just go through and do the tour, but you're going to ride probably the most technologically advanced and innovative ride that I have been on in a long, long time.
Islands of Adventure now has the 2 best rides in Orlando.
Oh, absolutely. It blows away. And I say that as somebody who loves Disney World, it absolutely blows away any of the rides that Disney has from that technological standpoint. With that, the robot arm that it has gives you that wide range of motion. And when you combine that with those screens, you really feel like you're flying along with Harry. I mean, you truly do.
Excellent. I can't wait to do it.
But then going back onto that as well, but you can actually do the castle tour in Hogwarts as well, can't you?
Yeah, you can just go right in if you don't want to, and I believe they use what probably would have eventually become the express side of the line, because you cannot use your express pass there, and then you can just go through. And I recommend in the room where you actually meet Harry and his friends to stick around, because there's a couple versions of that. And so I always like to say stay and see the snow, but stick around and experience all of the versions, because otherwise you'll be missing out on something if you just rush your way through on the tour.
That's a good tip.
Certainly. When we went, we did both. We waited in line for the ride, and then afterwards we just walked through so we could have some more time to listen to the paintings talking to each other and that sort of thing. So
that's cool. Is that right? Because I was listening to, I'm not going to plug them again, saying that there's actually extra rooms that you go in through the tour rather than the queue line as well. Is that right?
They're probably thinking of the single riders line, because the regular queue and the castle tour will take you through the whole castle. But if you're looking to get on quickly, I do recommend doing the single riders line if you don't mind splitting up your party and you've already seen the castle, and that bypasses a good portion of the queue. So that's probably what they were thinking of. You will not see all the good stuff if you do that single riders line.
Right.
Cool.
Shall we move on to number 3? Oh, by the way, I've just had a quick look, and as far as I can see online, you can buy the Harry Potter merchandise at the airport.
Good to know.
Yeah, very good to know. Okay, and then number 3 is you get a free wand if you are selected for the Ollivander show. And this is one I've seen a few times online, and people who get very disappointed when they realize that they just really wanted to get their kid to be in there to select the wand, and then they find out that, nope, you don't get any free gift. If you want that wand, you have to actually purchase it, and if you don't like the one that selected you, of course, you can choose a different one and purchase that one, but it is absolutely not a free souvenir.
That's hard for a lot of kids.
Yeah.
They sort of say, oh, the one's chosen you, now you can go next door and buy it.
Yeah, especially if you've got cruel parents that say, well, no, sorry, you can't do it. If you're bringing kids, be prepared to shell out the money, because, yeah, you'll probably have kind of a miserable rest of the vacation.
I'll be buying it on myself, not the kids.
Absolutely. My husband has his own wand.
I have one as well, and we haven't been yet either. I've got Time Turner as well. It's the Marauders map I want.
Yes.
I've got Dumbledore's wand.
Cool. The Elder Wand.
I haven't got any.
Yes, of course. I had to go with that one.
Excellent.
Cool. But yeah, I'm sure a lot of people would expect that, because obviously the whole idea of it is the one chooses you and you go in, and then to sort of take it away from you is a bit...
It's hard for kids to understand that it's an experience.
Yeah, not about...
a freebie. Yeah.
Yeah, and I would say probably for about every group of, how many would you say? Like probably about 50 that they pack in there at one time. I mean, there's only like 1 or 2 that actually get picked to actually have the wand chosen for them as well. So, and I always see the line there is very long every time I've been there. So I think there's probably a lot of people that don't exactly know. So that's definitely a very good point to bring up there.
Yeah, without a doubt. I think it's one of those things, if anybody's listening who's going to go and hasn't done it yet and taking kids, just, sort of give it a heads up before you go in.
Yeah. Now, what happens when you've got more than one child and one of your kids gets picked? You have to keep going through again and again and again until all of your kids get picked.
You spend all day.
I've seen people do it online. People will actually, and it's kind of bad in a way because it just chews up so much of your day when they've got a long line there. I've seen that line probably longer than Forbidden Journey. So you have to kind of weigh, too. I mean, it's a cute show, but it only lasts like maybe 5-10 minutes at the tops, depending if they pick a couple of kids. So in a sense, it's almost not even worth it if you're more geared toward the rides. Maybe do it once or watch and see if the line is down. But other than that, the return on investment, especially if your child doesn't get picked and really had their heart set on it, sometimes makes it one of those things that's not necessarily a must-do.
Well, do you think the lines are long because a lot of people do think that they're going to get the wand if they get picked?
I think it's the small capacity. Universal, that's one thing I think they really dropped the ball on. They probably didn't realize that it was going to be so popular. So they need to have a much bigger capacity or probably multiple rooms where people could go in and pick the wands.
Certainly.
I mean, it's all geared up. It's the whole exit through the gift shop mentality, isn't it, very much? Here's the one, now go next door and go and spend a fortune on it. And they probably could put another one, because I know the rumours are for a Diagon Alley expansion, and another Ollivanders would sit quite nicely in there, because let's be honest, that's where it is in the first place.
Well, yeah, everything in the Harry Potter area could be twice as big as it is.
I think J.K. Rowling had... I think how small the actual area is, I think a lot of it's down to J.K. Well, obviously the area of land they had, plus J.K. Rowling being a real stickler for wanting it to be as authentic as it is.
Certainly.
Yeah, and they did do a good job on that. I'll give them that.
Rub it in again.
Definitely.
Okay, let's jump to number 2, and we touched on it a little bit earlier. Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey is a roller coaster. And this is really one of my favorites because it's kind of been carried out into some interesting directions. I imagine you didn't hear about this in the UK, but on the news here, we had a night when the ride had broken down, which it does every now and then. I've been stuck on it a few times myself. And a person actually called 911 and reported that they were stuck upside down on Forbidden Journey. Well, the interesting thing about that is I guarantee you Forbidden Journey never, ever puts you upside down. It may lay you on your back, but you are not upside down. So there were news helicopters, there was all this coverage, breaking into programming, and for something that was an absolute non-story.
Oh, my goodness.
That's funny. I know. I'd actually heard about it from listening to other podcasts and stuff, but bringing up Coaster Radio again, Mike Collins was over there a couple of weeks ago, and he actually got stuck on it, and he was like, when that news story broke, they talked about it on their podcast, and they were laughing and taking, really sort of having a joke at that person's expense. And Mike was saying they broke down, and it broke down with him on his back, but tilted slightly backwards. And he'd been there for about 10 minutes. And he said at that point it was actually starting to get uncomfortable. So he sort of felt a little bit guilty for ribbing the person in the first place, because a certain person may start panicking and think, if I'm going to be here for how much longer and the blood's rushing to my head, what's going on? But as a bit of an overreaction.
Yeah, it actually probably slowed down their getting rescued, because the problem was Universal has their procedures in place. So even if they have to evac you, they're going to be able to do it pretty efficiently.
Yeah.
But now they had the fire department, they had the police, they had the news. So that person basically probably got themselves stuck there a heck of a lot longer than they ever would have been if they would have just waited for Universal to do their thing.
Oh, dear.
That is so that is fun. I love that. But yeah, I mean, we talked about it before, the whole KUKA robot arm thing. Obviously, never riding on one, but it's supposed to. It's such a dynamic range of movement anyway, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it absolutely is. And that's one thing I'll give a little warning, too, because I think I've ridden it like maybe 14 times in a row, was the tops, but it doesn't get to me, but I can ride roller coasters and that sort of thing pretty much indefinitely. But I've got friends where literally after the second time, the poor thing, I mean, she got sick to her stomach. So it's one of those rides that if motion simulators or things like that cause you problems, this is just my personal little tip, see if you can tell when it's going to change the scene and close your eyes, because even I, not really getting sick with that, the only part that's a little strange is when you go from a movie scene into an animatronic scene.
Right.
Because for those who haven't been on the ride, there's some things that are animatronic scenes, and some of them where they've got the big movie screen in front of you, like, when you're flying along with Harry and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So those are probably the most problematic transitions. It's not the motion of the robot arm itself, but it's transitioning with your eyes from the live scene to the movie scene.
Right. Good tip.
Yes.
Like that one. Always looking for tips.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah.
Shall we move on to number one, and the one that everybody's probably expecting? Barb.
Yep, it is probably the most obvious, and yet I still see people saying it all the time. People think the Wizarding World of Harry Potter is a separate theme park. I'm even thinking of perhaps hanging around the airport and making a little bit of extra money by selling Wizarding World of Harry Potter tickets.
What a good idea.
Oh,
Yeah, so no, it is part of Islands of Adventure. It's really no different in that regard than Toon Lagoon, the Dr. Seuss area, anything like that. And you do not need any separate ticket. It's included with your day admission. The only time that you might have anything even resembling a ticket is if it's a really, really busy day. Sometimes they'll hand out the timed slips so that you come back later because it's reached capacity. Because the Wizarding World can reach capacity even when Islands of Adventure itself is still open. So that's probably one of those things, that little urban myth kernel of truth that keeps that overall misconception alive. But hey, you pay for Islands of Adventure, you get in Wizarding World of Harry Potter, don't worry about any extra admission charges.
Yeah, I know from listening to, I'm going to plug in everybody's podcast tonight, Anne, Mugglecast, the Harry Potter podcast, and they always refer to it as the Harry Potter theme park.
Mm-hmm.
Every time. It drives
that doesn't
me
help the misconception.
up the wall. But I don't think Universal helped themselves with that misconception.
No,
they
didn't.
sold it as a theme park within a theme park. And I think people they've heard the word theme park within a theme park and judged it by that. And I think Universal kind of added fuel to the fire, as it were, for that myth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think that that's probably one of the biggest disappointments that people, particularly those who have been there before, come away with, because most people seem to be really absolutely dazzled by it, but people tend to be disappointed if they were expecting that, and then they see that not only is it actually relatively small, but that the only new ride is Forbidden Journey, and that they've pretty much repurposed the old Dueling Dragons, and then, of course, the Hippogriff was there before as the Flying Unicorn. So then, not only is it not a separate theme park, but it's like, hey, this is not even entirely new.
Yeah. Just a bit of a rehash.
Well, it is really, is it?
Well,
when
it
you
is.
actually look deep into it, there isn't...
It's recycling.
I think a lot of people...
Yeah, but when you see it, though, I mean, besides the Dueling Dragons, because that one still looks just about the same with some cutouts put on there, but just the area that is Harry Potter, I mean, it is just amazing. When you walk into the main gates and see that, as opposed to, I mean, it does look like a totally different world than the rest of the park does.
I can't wait.
I know I'm
it
going
is
to cry.
very authentic, very true to the series, and everything is just awesome.
Excellent.
That's what you want to
Very
hear.
much so.
Yeah.
And I'll throw in one little tip, too, kind of piggybacking on that. Be sure, if you ever can, to go at night, because I don't think there's anything more beautiful than seeing Hogwarts and all of those buildings lit up after dark.
We've had a few listeners send us pictures in of it at night, and it does look absolutely amazing.
Stunning.
Thanks very much for joining us, Barb. That was really good.
It wasn't it?
You're very welcome.
It was.
Really
Thank you very much for coming on. If you'd like to plug your blogs and Facebook and Twitter and whatever, please feel free.
Absolutely. You can find my articles, this article and many others about Wizarding World and pretty much every Central Florida attraction. And that is on examiner.com/Orlando. And then you can just search for Barb Nefer in the search. And I'm the Orlando Theme Parks Examiner. Or you can follow me on Twitter. I always put out my links to my articles. And my Twitter handle is themeparkwriter.com. I'm sorry, at themeparkwriter. And I've got too many emails and Facebooks and things like that. And on Facebook, I'm Barb Nefer.
Brilliant. Right.
Excellent.
Thanks very much.
Yeah, it's been great.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Hello, Lee, Tracy, and Hunter. This is Brandon Glover checking in from Islands of Adventure. Just stopped in today and for a couple of hours. I thought I'd give you guys a little trip report here. Weather's been perfect. It's overcast and about 65, 70 degrees. It's been really nice all day. There's sort of a lot of muggles here, though. It's some of the lines are getting about 30, 35 minutes, which ain't too bad, I guess. But I've been able to hit the Forbidden Journey twice now, going through the single rider line, which when you go by yourself, it definitely saves you a lot of time. Couple of tips. I just went through the castle tour in Hogwarts. You definitely want to go through there. There's a couple of extra rooms that you wouldn't normally see on the regular queue, and also you get to linger for as long as you want. So if you like to record or you like to take pictures, you definitely get a lot of time to do that. And plus you can take your bag or whatnot through. And also definitely try the butterbeer. It's good stuff. I prefer the normal myself, because when I drink the frozen ones, I always end up getting a brain freeze. But that's all I had today. Just probably going to ride the Hulker and Spider-Man and get on out of here. But thought I'd drop by and give you guys a couple of tips, and hopefully everyone has a happy Halloween and safe one. Cheers.
So that'll bring us to the end of another show, and we hope you all enjoyed it. Our next one will be out on the 25th of November. So Tracy, thanks very much.
Anytime.
Darren, thank you for joining us from across the pond.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
So it's ta-ta from me.
And it's goodbye from me.
And goodbye and good night, Internet.
And remember, live the adventure.
That does it for another Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. Between shows, we'd love for you to get in touch. So email us with your spews, funny schmitz, comments, questions, and news to podcast@uuopodcast.com. Keep up with what's going on every day by following us on Twitter @UUOPodcast, like our Facebook page at facebook.com/UUOPodcast, follow us on Instagram and Pinterest @UUOPodcast, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/UUOPodcast, and don't miss a show by subscribing to us on iTunes, and please leave us a review. Not an Apple user? Then head over to uuopodcast.libsyn.com and subscribe to the feed while you're there. You can also find us on Stitcher Radio and at micepod.com. Come find us on our partner site, micechat.com, join the forums, and say hello. So thanks for listening, and remember, be adventurous.
This has been a micepod.com presentation.
MiceChat.com